Oh, hi there. I just noticed something. It's something that was kind of in the back of my mind, but I got a definite reminder of it, it just in the last hour. And it has to do a bit with the metaphor of Avengers Infinity War, which, of course, as many people know, Josh Brolin plays a character named Thanos, who all he has to do is snap his fingers and he can make whatever he wants disappear. Why I bring this up is because the DVD sections in every store, but in this one in particular, they never brought in Avengers Infinity War. And I noticed the irony of it because typically new media is being put on the internet or on Netflix or whatever as a digital copy. And it's ironic in the sense that they didn't have Avengers Infinity War, but there will be characters out there that could snap their fingers and erase every movie that was ever made. That's not possible now. But VHSs break down. There's quite a number of VHSs that never made it to DVD. And a civilian trying to put a VHS to DVD, it's never quite DVD quality. It takes a little extra tinkering. And then there's the Blu-rays and all that sort of stuff. And they will break down over time, uh, because actually quite often people who have DVD collections let them run down. They break down because of smudges, scratches, misplaced. They're moving, and it's stuff that just gets left behind. I happen to have a few friends that that's exactly what would have happened, and I would have paid for all of those DVDs to have a hard copy of it, one where a character running the media industry, Thanos is a caricature of a person who could snap their fingers and everything that's digitalized could disappear, at least for us. They will always keep copies of it, but it will disappear for us. And it's happened before in history. As far as books go, there are a lot of books, not just the Bible, but a whole lot of books about all kinds of things that just went out of print and then out of circulation and disappeared. And then they got in the hands of particular individuals, and they won't even acknowledge that they exist. And the same thing has already happened with a number of earlier movies that are really good movies. There isn't anything wrong with them, but they don't want them in circulation because it may put a thought in somebody's head that they don't want people thinking. I mean, as everyone knows, Alex Jones has just lost his channel, InfoWars, and he was amusing, and I didn't watch much of his stuff. And who knows, maybe it's even a promotion for him. Maybe he's going to get his own sitcom on Netflix or something. I hope he does. But just like that, snap of the fingers, everything he did is gone, unless you purchased, like Obama Deception or something like that. It actually might actually still be on YouTube. I never actually looked. I just heard that, Alex Jones lost his channel. That's all I heard. But I didn't actually watch much of his stuff, so I don't know. But my point still remains valid that eventually DVDs will be like the old LPs and cassettes and things like that that will end up one way or another into the hands of a private collector. Because quite often, in particular with LPs, is that the person who owned them passes on, or someone else comes along and gets them, doesn't know what to do with them, and then sells them. And they sell them for pennies on the dollar usually. And it's not always some junkie who broke in and stealing your stuff, although sometimes it is. but quite often it's family members that have done that. And, I have family members that would love to sell my stuff. They're never going to get the opportunity to because they're a bunch of dumbasses, but that's not the point. The point is, things can go out of circulation and eventually it'll just all disappear. And it won't disappear for the people who want it. And remember, movies are propaganda. And it may just, be benign, but there might be a reason behind it of which someone of authority doesn't want it in circulation. And, I was mad when HMV closed, and I was very happy when Sunrise, came about. I mean, the same thing is happening to music as well. It could just all disappear one day, or very important parts of it could disappear if you do not have a hard copy. I know that's not what people want to live in this day and age because they've been brainwashed into thinking, oh, I want to live in a shoebox and the only possession I want is a guitar, because I'm an idiot who has no aspirations or anything. Okay, go ahead and be a douchebag. You're just making my job easier. I like having a collection. I like having DVDs. I don't like people knowing what I'm watching, when I'm watching, or whatever. And it's not because I'm up to anything. It's because I just don't think that some asshole who can and will, go, well, I'll use this as an excuse to say nasty things about him just because he watched, I don't know, too much Dragon Ball Z or something. Anything. And people are confused. They think there's a lot of information on the internet and they'll never take it all away. No, 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 no. Most of it is misinformation. Most of it is what they want to tell you. And sure, there's some interesting facts that are indeed facts, but guess what? Are they important? Um, kind of, but they're not like political or anything like that. You're not going to learn anything of that kind of nature. Sure, you'll learn all about avocados if you want to learn about avocados, but it's not the same thing as understanding, the political system from a certain perspective. I mean, imagine they took away all the Clint Eastwood movies. Imagine The Driver disappeared. Imagine things like that, like get real, people. Like, you may not have a big living space and, DVDs can be bulky. That's true. I had a small living space and I had 100+ DVDs at the time on my own because I at the time felt they were well worth having. I had friends going, "Oh, you're wasting your money, man. It's all on YouTube." I had one friend who was all about Samurai Jack. I'm all about Samurai Jack too. But guess what? Pirate Bay don't exist no more. And you can watch Samurai Jack, but you have to go to a site that's obviously a virus. In fact, if you pause it and press the play button to get it going again, a pop-up appears, which is, it's basically saying, I'm a big nasty virus. That can't happen with a DVD. It cannot happen with a DVD player. It cannot happen with an old style TV. And let's face facts. Picture quality, although it's nice to see vibrant colors and things like that, not that they're not on, TVs from the mid to early 2000s. In fact, I have one right behind me right now. The only thing is they are clunkers and therefore they are too heavy and if they fall over, they make a big mess. But at the same time, it's better than, some asshole who could pick any reason uh, to monitor what it is you're doing. And people go, well, if they're looking into what you're doing, it's because you're doing something wrong. Well, actually, they could do it because you have too much money. That could be a reason. And they want to figure out a way to steal your money. But guess what? My DVD player and my TV ain't nobody fucking knows what I'm watching on it. I have regular DVDs that I bought from places like Sunrise, London Drugs, whatever. But, I don't like the idea that they could all just disappear at the snap of the fingers of some internet guru who's decided he doesn't want them there to influence whatever kind of effect. I don't know exactly what, but it would most certainly do it. And to say no, they would never do that is what a moron would say. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you pay 26 bucks because you're too fucking lazy to walk to a DVD store to buy a hard copy. You buy it off YouTube or whatever, which is starting to sell them now. It's Kel Capri. Um, Guess what? It could be encrypted with malware. And since everything is Wi-Fi connected, they could just decide all of a sudden, oh, it's got a glitch. It doesn't work anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And who are you going to complain to? Who's going to listen to you? Ain't nobody from the internet going to listen to you. So they could take away your DVD after you bought it because it's digital, it's on the computer. But my hard copy, they can't take that away. They can't take away my Lord of the Rings trilogy. They can't take away my movie of Troy, which I don't watch very often because I don't like Brad Pitt. They can't take away my Saving Private Ryan, etc., etc., etc. And I just noticed that this particular DVD section in the store was getting smaller and smaller, and they didn't have Avengers Infinity War. And the irony that you can purchase it online to watch online, but somebody can come along and snap their fingers and it can disappear for any reason. And, change of administration or whatever, it could just change. Maybe they want to just take away everything at once for any reason so nobody knows anything. Induce panic, fear. Because that's exactly the kind of people that are trying to take away your rights. Normalize the fact that you're not entitled to privacy. Like, there are a lot of instances like that. I had a harmless blood test, a few days ago where they were checking my liver enzymes. I'm probably not even going to hear the results of my own blood test. And yet, I have no idea how many people are actually looking at it. So that really says something. That says either you're a victim or you're a scumbag. And I don't want to be either of those. So, this is all roped in together. Slowly taking things away from you. And it was the same thing what they did with the books. A lot of great books in the 50s and 60s and 70s just disappeared because people who knew what they were doing went around and started buying them, and then they got condensed, and some of them were destroyed, obviously, through the course of time and all that. And the same thing happened to LPs, and the same thing will happen to music and DVDs if people allow it to happen and don't want hard copies of things. If you're content with living in a shoebox apartment with your Netflix, which somebody else decides what's on that Netflix, there's only so many things on it, and the only possession you have is a guitar, which you can't play because you live in a strata council, and you'll never get good at it anyway because you're always working too hard at your job, then be my guest. But I will call you a fucking moron for thinking that way. Sorry, it's what you deserve. Anyway, that's my little, I won't say rant, but, a discussion about a serious topic. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Anyways, have a good day. And if you're someone who didn't like the video because you like the idea of authoritarians being able to do those sort of things, then fuck you.